was going to discuss the train situation here in the Shoals. I haven't been able to do it in a while because of all the active weather we've had the last several weeks and weekends or so. Uh, I remember Tommy Barnes and them telling me about how some of the crossings have been blocked a number of times in downtown Sheffield, especially East Douglas Street and Southwest 12th Street or Cherokee Pike, which is in Sheffield, right in the middle of Sheffield, looking towards downtown, obviously. And like I've talked about a number of times, there's a number of reasons why that happens. One, they could be meeting if they're heading towards, if they're going towards Memphis or heading to Memphis, they could be meeting uh, multiple trains coming from Memphis, or if there's one coming from Memphis and stopping in downtown Sheffield, could be meeting multiple trains coming from what's in the yard from Chattanooga or from Birmingham or from whatever's in the yard, which is very likely one of the reasons why it happens. And they could be waiting on the light to change. There could be malfunctions or something like that, and they may have unfortunately end up hitting somebody or something. Or they could have gotten stuck. Their engines might have broke down or something like that. It could be anything like that. It could be anything like that. Um, but they have reasons for it. For the ones that are saying there's no excuse for them to be doing that, with all due respect, you're wrong. They do it for a reason. They don't do it to be funny or anything like that. They have a reason for it. Number one priority is their safety and everybody else's safety. So keep that in mind. And excuse me. The one thing I wanted, so when I mentioned about how active the been lately or recently, last several weekends and weeks or so, there was a lot of flooding that we had. Um, there's been tornadoes and flooding, all that. Thank goodness all that is at this point. But we're in that season and we have to watch very carefully and all. And you have to watch every system to make sure there's nothing severe coming. And if there's something severe coming our way, then guess what? We have to watch them very carefully. And yes, you can hear a train in the background. Of course, I love watching the trains go by. It's a hobby that I've had for a long time. In fact, it's a hobby my father and I have had for years. Basically, since I was a kid, or since I was a baby, pretty much. Basically, I guess. And it's good. It's really good to watch them go by, but at the same time, you have to be safe when you're doing it. And what I mean by that is, if you're watching them, don't get too close to the railroad tracks. Stay off the railroad property, because you never know what's on that train or what's in that train could come loose and it could hit you and you can get injured or killed. So don't get too close to the tracks, and don't be walking on the tracks either. I used to do that when I was little, but I didn't realize that was trespassing on railroad property. Then once I realized that, I quit doing it. So if you watch the trains, that's great. Just be safe when watching them go by. Don't walk on the tracks. Don't be on railroad property. Nothing like that. Stay as far away from the tracks as possible. If you're standing on a platform, what used to be a depot or so, like what I do, that's great. Just be careful doing it. It's very important. Safety should be the first priority. Number one priority is being safe. I mean, we can replace the train, but we can't replace a life. Having to keep an eye on the times. I go in at 11 today. Um, if you have any questions, feel free to ask me, and I'll be glad to answer them. Excuse me. But and if you are going to work, or if you go to school every day or something like that, if you watch the trains go, if you get stopped by the trains, just wait on them. Do not risk your life trying to beat the train. There's no sense in it. I mean, if you're running late for work or school or anything like that, just wait on the train to go by. It's better to do that than not get there at all and end up in the hospital or worse. You don't want that. You don't want your family to get a call saying that you were killed in a train accident or a train wreck or worse. Because personally, that happened. My family dealt with that a long, long time ago. It was personal. That's why I do these live videos to explain, talk about railroad safety all the time. Because of that. Because it's personal, and I want to try to explain that to everybody. That includes kids, everybody. It's extremely important. It is extremely important. If you're approaching a railroad crossing, what you need to do is come to a complete stop and look both directions. Have the windows rolled down and have the radios turned down or off, and look and listen both or all directions to make sure there's no train coming. And if there's no train coming, you're 100% sure there's no train coming. You look both directions and you listen, then you're all clear to go. But if there's a train coming and that crossing activates, you need to come to a complete stop and wait for the train to go by. Don't go around the gates or anything like that. If the train comes to a stop and ends up blocking the crossing that you're at, if you can't wait on it, turn around and find another alternate route. Or find an alternate route that either does not cross the railroad tracks or does, but it's hardly ever blocked. Do not get out of your vehicle and try to walk through the stopped train. Don't even think about it. It's against the law when you're putting your life and the life of those around you in extreme danger. So don't even think about doing that at all. It's serious business, and like I said, it's against the law to do it, and you're putting your life and the life of those around you in extreme danger. So don't do it at all. Please don't do it. And that same thing goes with going around the gates. Don't go around the gates. It's against the law, and you're putting your life and the life of those around you in extreme danger. And also, if you can, please do not stop on the railroad tracks. I know on Avalon Avenue it's hard to not do that because there's red lights. There's a red light right at the tracks, and it's hard to avoid stop. It's hard to avoid stopping on the railroad tracks, and it's a concern. That's why there needs to be an overpass there. That's why there should have been one down there a long time ago. A very long time ago. Should have been. The time to get one is now. And that same thing goes with Atlanta Avenue, Montgomery Avenue, and Douglas Street in Sheffield. They all need overpasses. They should have had one a long time ago, and I'm not going into politics saying that. I'm saying that for all the citizens in the Shoals. There needs to be an overpass. Should have had one a long time ago. There needs to be one there now. Of course, if it does happen, it's not going to be done in a week. It'll take a long time to get it done. So that's just something to think about. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask me, and I'll answer them the best I can. I'm going to end it in the video in probably 5 or 6 minutes or something like that. I'll have to go to work at 11. Excuse me. Of course, I'm not saying any of this to be rude or nothing. I'm just trying to. I care about it. I care about everybody's life, and I care about everybody's safety when it comes to the trains. And there may be people that don't like trains, and I can understand that. But just because you don't like trains doesn't mean you have any business trying to risk your life trying to get hit by a train. Just because you don't like trains doesn't give you any excuse to try to risk your life or anyone else's life, try to get hit by it, or try to beat it across the crossing or tracks, whatever. That's just something to be aware of. Not sure what that's all about. If you have any questions, about what I'm talking about, feel free to ask me. I'll be glad to answer them the very best that I can. Like I said, I'm not saying any of this to be rude. I'm not trying to beat anybody up or anything. Saying all this, I care about everybody's life. I care about everybody's safety. And everybody should do that. Everybody should do that. And don't be afraid to ask me any questions about it, because I'll be more than happy to answer them the very best that I can. Like I said, don't risk your life or anyone else's life trying to beat the train across. Don't do it. Please don't do it. Your life and everybody else's life is very important and it's precious. So keep that in mind. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and end this video right now. If I can, I'll do another video later on today or tonight, later on this afternoon or evening, or tonight. There goes another train. I'll see what I can do as far as doing another video. If I can't, then I just can't. But y'all have a good day, and I hope to see you at McDonald's at 11 o'clock a.m. this morning.